It's Jerrod Niemann out here in the one and only Las Vegas, playing one of my favorite honky-tonk Stonies, which is a great place to check out if you've never been to Las Vegas. But anytime you're in this city, there's just a whole different vibe. So we've been looking forward to this one since we booked it. Well, Vegas shows, your shows are your shows, but Vegas, you kind of always throw in something, a little extra. And so tonight, we got a couple guys that are playing Vegas for the first time that are new additions to our band. And we'll probably throw in a little more up tempos, a little more of even more of a party vibe than what we already do. And also we'll be playing some new music off our brand new album, Jerrod. We'll be playing some stuff that we put out over the years, and then of course play some of the songs that made us all want to get into music. We know this album is it's all albums mean a lot to you, but this one in particular, at the point in my life, it's I feel like it's more of a growth project for me, and it really, because it's not only musically growing, which I always try to do, but just as a person, going from the boy you were to the man you want to be. And this album is somewhere where you're stuck between, and it's the first album I put out since I've been married, so there's definitely a little more heart and a little less liver on this project, but there still are the good party songs. But my wife is definitely the muse in the music on this record. Well, this is the first album. I did write some songs on it, but this was also the first album that I actually recorded a lot more outside music, and it was because since I was transitioning from Sony to Curb Records, and I was just kind of in this, I wasn't in a bad spot by any means, just in a weird mindset making a transition like that. So I leaned on my brothers and sisters in the songwriting community and found some really great songs from some heavy hitters that have written a lot of hit songs, and then I found some songs from some new talent that just recently moved to Nashville, and then also, as I mentioned, I've written some songs on the record too. So it's fun, since I get to play on the record and co-produce it with my buddy Jimmy Lee Sloas. By the time you get done with it, you played on it and sang on it and spent hours with it, even though you didn't write it, it's still, you're still part of it. So it's at the end of the day, the best song should win, and that's kind of the case here. My parents owned a speed skating rink, like a roller skating rink, when I was a kid in Southwest Kansas in Liberal. And so I was exposed to a lot of music. I remember hearing, Elvira from the Oak Ridge Boys, followed by, Walk This Way, and then you hear some Springsteen, and then, you can turn around and, they'd play some Alabama. But for me personally, what I really gravitated towards was, I remember it was one Christmas, and they had George Strait's Merry Christmas Straight to You. I think it came out in like 1986. I was just a really young kid, and his voice was just so good that I listened to this Christmas album for months, even after Christmas. My parents just thought I was weird, and they're like, "Why are you listening to Christmas music?" And I said, "Well, his voice, I said, "It's not that I'm listening to Christmas music, I just like his voice." So then they went on to tell me that he had other songs. So it was George Strait, Keith Whitley, Randy Travis, and you start hearing these guys talk about all this, their heroes. And you realize, you hear them talk about Merle Haggard, and then you hear Merle Haggard talk about Lefty Frizzell, and then him talk about Ernest Tubb, and then Ernest Tubb talk about Jimmy Rogers, and then you're back in the 20s. And you just realize that your heroes have heroes, and it's just, you realize that you're part of something that's pretty special, and that's just a long line of musicians that I really look up to. The trip overseas with the USO was, I really can say, bucket lister, top of the list, most amazing experience of my life, because I obviously grew up supporting the military, had a lot of family involved in the military, but I didn't know that I would have a blast, and I also didn't know just that there would even be more layers to my support for our brave men and women that sacrificed so much. So basically, going overseas, we hit Kosovo, Kuwait, Afghanistan, and 2 places in Romania, and I was just so blown away to be a fly on the wall in these countries, just to watch, our heroes just do what they do. It was 128 degrees in Kuwait when we played. They didn't skip a beat. They were worried about us, like if we were okay. I'm like, you're here every day for months at a time in 70 pounds of gear, 120 to 30 degree weather. I could get up and sing a couple songs. So I was just so thankful to have that opportunity. An amazing human being. He's just an incredible person. You hear all these great stories, and people are always like, "Man, is it really that cool?" And I've known him for whoa, almost, I guess 16 years. I'll tell you this, if there's anybody that's more genuine, I sure haven't met him, and behind any curtain, he's the same person, and he's always there just to always reach out and help anybody up, and it just things he's done for me that changed my life. And so for him to let me be a part of, like Good Ride Cowboy was my first #1 hit as a songwriter, and it was a tribute to Chris Ledoux that Garth recorded, and I had the honor of writing it with him, and it was, I just know how much that Chris Ledoux means to Garth Brooks, and so to be in the room was such a special moment. The only thing I'd ever trade for that song would be to have Chris Ledoux back, but Garth changed my life, not just in my career, but it just shows you the man you should strive to be. Interesting, because I feel like I've been so lucky to meet so many awesome people over the years at our shows, and to the point that some have come to 100 shows, and we become family too. If there's ever any emergency on the road or anything, they're there for you. And we are a family. So this music isn't just part of my life. I really do. When I'm writing a song or listening to a song, I picture being on stage singing it to the fans.
Yeah.
That's because that's who we're connected. And so this album was inspired, like I mentioned, by my wife. But I don't ever record a song without thinking of the people I'm going to be singing it for, and who are going to be kind enough to be part of the journey. So hopefully everybody give it a chance. It's called This Ride. I'm Jerrod Niemann, and I appreciate your time. Hey everybody, don't forget to always check out Vegas Scene right here.